really good question in terms of having the ability to build a relationship with a consultant, because I think a lot of people don't realise that it is just that. It's a relationship, it's two-way, and you do need to think of that. You need to proactively build that relationship. You need to get to know your consultant. The better a recruitment consultant knows you, the better they understand you, the better they understand your motivations and what your skills are, the more passionately they're going to be able to talk about you to a client, and the more that's going to impact your chances on succeeding in the job that you're looking for. So it is vital to keep in touch with a consultant on a regular basis and really get to know them beyond just the interview.
So in terms of preparing for a successful interview or executing a successful interview, I would encourage candidates to be thinking that when they're meeting with a recruiter, firstly, that they could be interviewing with a client just the same. Treat it exactly the same way, because that recruiter is going to be their representative to the market, and the first impression counts in the same way that it does with a client when they meet with them.
A consultant can provide assistance to a candidate when they are shortlisted for a position by giving them a lot of tips on the employer. They can give them tips on the personality of the person that will be interviewing them. They can give them tips on the culture of the organisation they're going into. They can give them tips on how to address, how to kind of appear in the right manner so the first impression is made favourably, and tips on location, travel, some of the benefits of the position, some of the extras that you may not see in just the straight job description.
The other thing to think about is, particularly if you're working with a recruitment consultant, ask them about the style of person that you're going to be sitting across. What's their job title? What's their scope of responsibilities? Do they have any experience of dealing with that person? What's their personality like? I think the more prepared you are, the better you will perform in the interview. And give them feedback. How did you go? What did you think? How do you think it went? It's really important, because if it went really well, and you were really positive about it, it's very important for the recruitment consultant to feed that back to the client. That often is the difference. The client will often say, did so-and-so call, and what did they feel about the interview?
Don't tell the recruiter one thing and then the employer something else. So if you've said what salary range you expect, then you don't want to change it when you are talking to the employer, because you will be binned straight away. The other thing I have heard from some candidates is that they're a little bit casual with the recruiter and they save their best game face for when they talk to the employer. But the reality is that if you don't impress a recruiter, you're never going to get to meet the employer. So you have to treat every interview, every conversation as if it really matters, and put your best performance forward every single time.
It's a very common gripe about recruitment consultants that people don't hear back from them, and it is an understandable concern. A good consultant should always keep in touch with a candidate and let them know where they are through the process. However, it is a two-way relationship, and I would encourage any candidates out there to agree with their consultant when they meet with them. What is the best point of them to keep in touch? How often should they be following up? And be asking the question to get genuine feedback so that they can take on board anything that has hindered their applications and improve it for next time.